How's it going, guys? My name is Max Tanner, and today I'm going to be talking about Nike coming to the United States. So really, I just wanted to inform you guys about the profits and the positives about Nike coming to the U.S. It's one of the biggest companies in the world as far as sports, and I believe that by it coming to the U.S., it would allow for thousands and thousands of jobs for Americans and shut down the Nike sweatshops. This is just a picture of a shoe made in the Nike sweatshops, but it's very, very popular. It's a very iconic brand. Everyone knows about it, so I figured I'd bring it to your attention that we can vote on this and we can bring the factories to the United States. So before I really get into it, I just wanted to tell you guys a little bit of brief history about Nike. It was founded as Blue Ribbon Sports in 1964 by Bill Bowerman and Phil Knight. And it officially became Nike on May 30th, 1971. Nike is a Greek word meaning victorious. It was a goddess of victory, so they decided to take the name. And Nike really transcends over all sports. It's now been branded as Nike Golf, Nike Pro, Nike Air Max, Nike Air Jordans. It's taken over Hurley, Umbro, Bauer Sports, which is in hockey, and many other small companies worldwide. Its headquarters is right now it's in Beaverton, Oregon. A little more history. Nike was founded by those two gentlemen I was talking about. They were track athletes for the University of Oregon. So the two of them made this idea and decided to keep the headquarters in Oregon, which I think is kind of ironic because 95% of the things that they make are overseas in Asia and places like Indonesia, Vietnam, China, and other Asian places all over the world. As far as Mexico, there's also distributing rights in Mexico and other places in South America. Nike, its estimated yearly fiscal income is $24 billion a year. That's one of the highest in the Fortune 500 this year especially. Profits have never really dipped for Nike. There has been some dips in the early 70s and 80s with the rebrand, but after that Nike soared to about $24 billion a year. So my main point is that sweatshops are a huge, huge part of Nike's business. I think it's very immoral and I think it's very wrong. 44,000 people are employed in Asia alone. Those are the numbers for people working in those sweatshops. They make pennies on the day, and I just think it's immoral and wrong, like I said. So my plan, and with the effort of a lot of other Americans, is to go vote for this cause and to bring these factories to the United States. It'll create 34,000 jobs in America. All levels of employees will prosper from this. With those 34,000 jobs, it'll break down to the majority of them being lower level employees, minimum wage, but it will decrease the sweatshops all over the world. And it'll really help the United States, like I said, with 34,000 new jobs. Along with that, construction will increase. They'll have to build factories here. So that'll create another few thousand jobs for construction workers. So by moving Nike to the U.S., a big percentage of sweatshops, like I said, will be shut down. And let's see. Here's just another little picture of Nike. Like I said, it's just a brand that everybody knows. And they kind of coined the term sweatshops, believe it or not. In the late 70s, they started getting cheaper and cheaper labor into Asia. And to this day, they've had a lot of controversy with a lot of organizations and human rights groups. There is a human rights group known as Vietnam Labor Watch. They've been monitoring Nike's factories and employees for the duration of their time in Asia, and the practices have never really stopped. Nike's kind of been quiet about the whole situation, and not really divulge a lot of information of what's going on in those factories, how much people are actually getting paid, and how old the people are that are actually in these sweatshops. So in the late 2000s, they have had a few documentaries that have uncovered Nike sweatshops, and it turns out that it is what most people have expected. It is truly a sweatshop. There's children working there for pennies on the day, like I said, and it's very immoral. So I just ask in your support in the end that we move Nike here, making it more of a moral company. They will have to pay more, obviously, for labor, but with the $24 billion budget every year, I think that they can afford for us to move them to the United States. I also think like cities like Oregon, or not Oregon, sorry, Beaverton, Oregon, and the greater metropolitan areas will definitely provide space for Nike to move in, and it will help all cities around the nation, including Denver. And as of July 2011, the Associated Press more or less has said the same things that I've said. It's an immoral company, but they can move to do right things and do positive things in the community. So July 27th, I urge you guys to go vote. We can move the factories here, stop sweatshops in Asia, and like I said, provide 34,000 new jobs for America.